Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
hard to move, right? We do it really, really. We save a lot of money.
All right, guys, we are about ready to go here between your Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and the Tri-Valley Mustangs. Got the starting lineups for Tri-Valley, who will be the away team on the board today. And they are the overall 5 seed, and your Sioux Falls Christian Chargers are the overall 4 seed, and will be the home team in this matchup. The winner of this game will play immediately after, and they will face West Central as they beat Hanson Bridgewater Emory 10-2 in the game prior to this.
The Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Batting first, number 4, Tate Connell. Batting fourth, number 25, Harrison Nichols.
So
Batting
fun.
fifth, number 24, Jake Humble.
Yeah.
Batting sixth, number 14, Hayden Gorset. Batting seventh, number 12, Dylan Knight. Batting eighth, number 7, Brooks Clapp. Batting ninth, number 10, Will Buff.
Go get him, Jay,
On the mound for your Chargers will be Jake Humple. Pete Samp at first. Will Foch at second. Brooks Clapp at short. Hayden Gorset holding down third base. Outfield working left to right. Harry Nichols, Tate Connell, and Abbott Moeller. And as always, DK, Dylan Connect behind the plate.
He's over there. Go, Brody, get started here. Go, Brody. Go, Brody. Brody.
All right, we are all set to go here. That's a swing and a miss. As Jake Humple starts with a fastball over the outside part of the plate. Wind is blowing out towards center. Jake bounces one over the left-handed batter's box, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Mid-50s here at Needles Field in Humboldt. Like I said, wind blowing out to center. And that ball just missed. So 2-1 to the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs. And not sure where that is. So 3-1's the count. And that is way outside, and that is a leadoff walk.
Go, CD.
Number 7, good.
I'll bring up number 7. And he drives one. That's into the gap. And that is going to be gloved. Here comes the throw. Throw coming home. And he is going to be there in safe. And that is going to be a double. And that is going to be a 1-0 lead for Tri-Valley. On a double to the left center field gap. So I'll bring up number 13, Trayson Richter. Good stop by DK as that ball misses low. There's a fastball over the inside part of the plate as he swings through that one. Evens the count at 1-1. Game just started. Third batter of the game, and your Chargers already down 1-0. Nobody out. Shows bunt, and that's popped back into the net. And Jake is going to be ahead here, 1-2. That ball just misses high. So 2-2's the count. That's a curveball that just misses. Very tight zone so far here in the first. That is a chopper foul. So we'll run it full. Again, here's the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that's a slow roller, and that's going to stay foul.
Fast hand. We go home. Finish him now.
That is a long fly ball, and that is going to be gone. And that is a 2-run shot for Trayson Richter. So Chargers down 3-0 here in the first. Nobody out. Coach Gorsett out to have a conversation with Jake.
Come on, guys. You got it. Let's go.
Let's go, Mason.
Ball misses outside. There's a swing and a miss. So Jake just looking to get the first out here in the first. Can't get too down on himself. Chargers hasn't even had an opportunity to bat yet. And that's in there for strike one. Not sure about that one, but we'll take it. There's been several balls a lot closer that was called a ball. And that ball bounces in there, so that's going to even the count at 2-2. And that ball misses high.
You got it, pitcher.
Here's the 3-2. And that ball misses low, and that's going to be a walk. So the first four batters for Tri-Valley have reached base.
Hey, Larson.
Go, Chargers.
Now batting number 17, Schneiderman.
Bring it around, Larson.
Ball misses high. Here's the 1-0. Throw over. Runner back. Ball misses low. There's a swing and a miss. So 2-1. Nobody out. Runner on first. Double play here from Jake would be fantastic. Could sure use a strikeout here. Here's the 2-2. Throw over. Oh, runner back. And that ball misses low.
Take the beat, Larson.
Runner goes. Throw down. Triple hopped. And that's going to be a walk.
Let's go, Jackson. Hey, Jackson.
And that is going to be it for Jake Humpel. So we will have a pitching change with Pete Samp coming in. So Pete Samp in to relieve Jake Humple. Jake Humple will take over at first for Pete as they switch spots. So Pete inherits a little bit of a jam with runners at first and second. Nobody out. And the Mustangs have already put 3 on the board before your Chargers have had an opportunity to bat. Curveball misses low.
Turn around, Jackson. Okay, good on, Jackson.
Ball misses inside. So Pete behind here 2-0.
Go, Pete.
There's a swing and a miss. As he swings over top of that inside fastball. Jake playing in on the grass, possibly looking for a bunt here. And batter steps out. Here's a chopper, slow roller, glove by Brooks, no play. As that was a slow chopper on the infield, kind of in between Hayden and Brooks, and nobody able to make a play, and that's going to be an infield single. So 6 straight batters have reached base here. Ball gets away. I'm not sure where that ball was. It looked like a good pitch to me, but here's the 1-0. Misses low. And that ball misses high.
Earn it.
Oh, man. That ball misses inside. And this is going to be the third mound visit here in the first with nobody out for Coach Gorsett. And that's going to be it for Pete. And your Chargers are going to be on their third pitcher here in the first. Oh, well, looks like Pete's going to stay in here. Maddox came running out like he was ready to go. So your Chargers trail 4-0. And that is fouled back into the net. That's in there for strike 2. For one in the dirt here. That's a slow chopper. That's going to be foul.
Hey, Dante.
Take it yourself, bud. Take it yourself. One pitch. Right down the middle.
That's a foul.
You're on it now. You're on it.
Here's the 0-2. And that's a big strikeout from Pete Samp. And it's going to be the first out.
Cool.
And he holds on that curveball as that breaks outside and off the plate.
Let's go, Cole.
That's going to get away. Here comes the runner. Oh, look at him first.
Hey, no.
Nobody at first. Oh, everybody came crashing.
Hold the runner. Let the run score.
So that grass is thick after the rain yesterday, and that ball just didn't get far enough away from Dylan. So 1-1's the count. There's a pop-up, straight up, under his DK, and he makes the catch, and that's a big second out. So that's a
All right, Brody, right over the Ace Hardware side. Go, Brody.
So now base is still loaded. 2 outs now. We're back to the top of the order for the Mustangs. And he looks at a curveball for strike 1.
Here we go. This is your pitch, bud. All right, now he's got your home run ball.
All right, get out of this inning. Let's go.
Here's the 0-2. And that curveball breaks just off the plate.
You got plenty of room. You're all right. You got plenty of room. Here you go, bud.
So 1-2 the count. Chargers needing a third out somehow here. Get out of the first inning here. Batter calls time.
Hey, Marty.
And here's the 1-2. Ball bounced in there. Good stop by DK.
Gotta leave them out there.
So 2-2's the count. Pete needs his best pitch here. And that misses low. So full count now. Nowhere to put the runner. And this is the leadoff hitter for Tri-Valley. Runners all go. And that misses low. And that is going to be the 5th run of the inning. So that's going to bring up number 7. He doubled earlier this inning, driving in the first run of the game. That's in there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Way outside. Here's the 1-1. That's a ball? Oh, man. So 2-1's the count. And that ball misses low. So 3-1 now. In there for strike 2.
Sit on it, CD. Sit on it.
There it is. That's a big strikeout for Pete.
Nice start, guys.
So worst possible start for your Chargers as Tri-Valley starts out the game with 5 in the first. They see 2 pitchers. So we'll head to the bottom of the first, and your Chargers are going to have to dig themselves out of a hole in this one.
Go Mustangs!
All right, well, Tate Connell going to lead off here for your Chargers. Tate looks at strike one. Curveball. So 0-2 after that terrible call. But it bounced over it, so surprised that's not called a strike. So 1-2's the count here to Tate. Abbott Moeller on deck. Inside. So 2-2 now to Tate. And that's a curveball, and that is a Tate down on strikes. So that'll bring up Abbott Moeller. Bounces in there, ball one. Swung on by Abbott. There's a chopper. Big hop. Thought the first baseman might have came off the base, but said he got back in time, and that's 2 up, 2 down here for the Chargers. So that's going to bring up Pete here. And that's in there for ball one.
There we go!
In there at the knees on the outside part of the plate. So 1-1 here to Pete. Pete thought about it and held off.
Doing awesome.
So 2-1 the count. That ball misses low. So Pete ahead here, 3-1. And that misses outside, and that's going to be a 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up Harry Nichols.
Just keep putting them in there, Tristan. You're doing awesome.
And we're going to get Caden Coulterman to come in and run for Pete here.
Runner number 13. Coulter.
Start running out there. Let's go.
So runner on first after the 2-out walk. Perry thought about it. Ball gets away from the catcher. And that is going to be a wild pitch. And Harry's going to have a runner in scoring position.
I was in the middle of texting. Ours is over to the second.
Ball misses inside. So Harry ahead here 2-0. Jake Humple on deck. There's a ground ball ripped. That's down the line. And that's good. That's going to score one, and that's going to be an RBI single for Harry Nichols. And your Chargers are on the board.
Brings up number 24.
Away, and that's kind of what they're doing. That's a great job by with 2 outs on a walk by Pete. Wild pitch, single by Harry, brings in a run. And Jake thought about it and should have went as that curveball breaks over the heart of the plate for strike one. Hayden Gorsett on deck. So Jake behind here, 0-2. Ball way outside. Here's the 1-2. Your Chargers leave one, they get one back, but they still trail 5-1, and we'll head to the second. So we're going to have a pitching change, and Maddox Munson is going to come in relief of Pete Samp.
Go, Tracy. Go, boys. Stay hot.
So Maddox It's going to face Trayson Richter. Trayson with a 2-run shot on the top of the first. And that ball misses low. That's a fly ball. Coming in is Harry, and under it makes the catch.
Good teamwork, guys.
So Maddox, 2 pitches, gets the first out of the second. And that is a dangerous hitter retired. I'll bring up number 1 as he swings through a curveball for strike 1. That's in there for strike 2.
There you go.
Maddox with a big grin on his face. He's looking in at DK, so 0-2. And that's a fastball that goes. So here's the 1-2. And that misses high. So 2-2.
Good, make him swing.
Max with back-to-back balls after starting ahead 0-2. And that curveball misses high. 3-2's the count.
Stay back.
That's a fastball. And that's first strikeout of the game for Maddox Munson. And the second out of the second inning.
Number 17, Schneiderman.
And that'll bring up number 17 for the Mustangs. That's in there at the belt for strike 1. It's a good hit by Trayson. Whoa.
Nice catch.
That's up at the eyes of a player that's about 6'2". So that evens the count at 1-1. That's in there for strike 2. Here's the 1-2. That's swing and a miss. And that's 3 up, 3 down. And so we'll head to the bottom of the second with Hayden Gorsett, Dylan Connect, and Brooks Clapp due up. And your Chargers looking for chip into this 5-1 deficit. All right, Hayden set to lead off here in the second. And your Chargers just needing base runners. And Hayden takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. That ball misses outside. Evens the count at 1-1. That ball oh, wow. Okay. In there for strike 2. Well, it wasn't in there, but it was called strike 2. I'm sitting right behind home plate, and that is on the white of the batter's box. There's a ground ball to short. Glove, long throw over, and Hayden is retired. So that's going to bring up DK. There's a ground ball to the shortstop again. Bobbled, long throw over, and DK. And that's into the dugout. And DK is going to be awarded second. So Dylan's safe at first after the air and awarded second as the ball goes into the dugout. And we're going to get, it looks like Liam's going to come in and run for DK. And I'll bring up Brooks here. And he looks at strike 2.
Here we go, Christian, great spot! Sit there, start a family, here we go, kid!
Brooks behind here, 0-2. Liam down at second. That ball bounces in there, gets away from the catcher. And Liam's going to move up 90 feet. So 1-2 now to Brooks. Infield playing at normal depth. Looking to they'll concede the run on a ground ball. And that misses a little. Oh, wow. I do not out of Brooks. And they checks his swing. What? Oh, that's terrible. That is awful. They appeal to the fielding umpire who's not even paying attention. And there's no way he went there.
Take your time. Stay back.
So that's going to bring up Maddox. So Maddox going to try and get a job done here with a runner at third. And Maddox looks at a fastball over the outside part of the plate. Ball outside. It's going to even the count at 1-1.
Way to go! Way to go!
You talk up there. Let's go, bud.
Oh, and then we're going to get a balk called. So Liam's going to come in and score on the balk.
Nice ball!
Here, Chargers got to just keep chipping away. So here's the 1-1. And Maddox looks at strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Come on, go attack.
Watch it the whole way. Stay back and drive it.
Here's the 1-2. And Maddox is going to be rung up. And that's 3 straight fastballs on the outside part of the plate. So your Chargers get 1 back, and they cut into the lead. It's 5-2. And we'll be back for the top of the third. All right, number 2 going to lead off for the Mustangs here in the third as they will face, as Maddox Munson's out for his second inning of work. And that is in there for strike 1.
Here we go. All right, be aggressive, bud.
That misses inside. It's going to even the count at 1-1. That ball misses high. So Maddox behind here, 2-1. Bounces in there. So 3-1's the count. And that is a leadoff walk here in the third.
Leadoff walk brings up number 5, Bunny.
Guess they were checking the ball, see if there was something off with that. So this will bring up number 5. Nobody out here in the third. Bounced in there, good backhanded stop by DK. That is off the mask of DK. So that's going to even the count at 1-1.
Here we go, Bundy.
And that, wow.
Watch that line up.
So 2-1's the count. Bounced in there. So Maddox in a 3-1 hole here. That's in danger of walking back-to-back batters. There's a swing and a miss.
Good job. Way to stay patient.
All right, Kristen.
So full count.
Go.
And that's strike 3. And that is out number 1.
Good job, bud.
Strikeout brings up number 42, Neiman.
And that's going to bring up number 42. Misses outside. That ball misses low.
Come on, Maddox.
So Maddox really having to work here in the third.
Here we go, kid.
Stay back. Breathe.
Take him right in, Joe Jackson.
That ball misses way outside. And that's in there for strike 1. Max trying to battle all the way back after going 3-0 to start the batter.
Go, buddy. There you go.
That's in there for strike 2.
Go, Maddox.
So full count now. Runner goes.
There you go.
Strike.
Get it.
And he is out at second. Great throw by DK. Oh, it's called. That was called a ball.
Hey, guys. Walk. No, it's a walk. It was a walk.
Should have been a strike him out, throw him out, but instead it's a walk.
Shake it off.
Can't.
Go, Cole.
Ball misses low. Here's the 1-0. That misses outside. That ball misses outside. So 3-0.
Slow down, buddy. Just pitch, bud. You're all right. There.
And that is high. And Maddox has walked, the bases loaded. All right, well, after the mound visit, and Maddox struggling with his control.
We gotta turn it blue, let's go! Here we go!
There for strike one. This is way outside.
Get over, you're okay. Back it up, Blue. Take a breath.
And the Bucks have killed your Chargers today.
Real estate mine out there.
Popped up. So and
Fox scores a run, brings up number 7, Durek.
You got some real estate. All right, good. Be a hitter, buddy.
so that'll bring up number 7. No hits in this inning. So Maddox ahead here, 0-2. Wow.
Good. All right, nothing hurt. Let's go. Get him here, Maddox.
Whew. Man.
Keep throwing.
So here's the 1-2.
Stay back.
That ball misses high. So 2-2's the count. And that's even higher. So 3-2.
Don't let him get to you, bud. It's you. That is strong, bud. Go.
That's in there for strike 3. That's a desperately needed strikeout
Let's go. One more.
to end the bleeding. Coming out to have a conversation.
Grayson.
Strikeout comes up on 13 Richmond.
So bases loaded. Trace and Richter up for the Mustangs. 2 out.
Come on, Rick.
Nice.
And that's in over the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Nice.
And that's in there for strike 2.
Go, Grayson.
Here's the 0-2. That ball misses high. Here's the 1-2. There's a curveball, and that is mercifully brings that inning to an end. Tri-Valley gets 1 back on 4 walks, leaves the bases loaded, and we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd, and your Chargers trail 6-2. All right, Tate going to lead off here in the 3rd.
Go, boys. Hey, drive, Allen. Good, yeah.
And Tate looks. It's going to even the count at 1-1. Harry Nichols on deck if Pete can keep the inning going. That ball bounces in there. And the umpire takes that one. So the umpire takes a ball to the groin. And we're going to have a brief delay as he tries to walk it off. Umpire says he's good. All right, well, 2-1 count after a brief delay. There's a line drive. That's into the gap. That's going to get eaten up by the grass, and that's going to be a single for Pete Samp. So Pete on for the second time today, and we will get Harry Nichols up again with a runner on and 2 out. Harry making sure his shoelaces are all good to go here. All right. Looks like Harry's ready to go here. Pete has his lead at first. And that one, he waits on that and he fouls it back and out of play. So 0-1 here to Harry. That ball misses way outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Jake Humple on deck. That is fouled back and out of play.
Way to stay alive in there.
Way ahead, Tristan.
So 1-2 here to Harry.
Way ahead. Give him the dark one. That's the dark one.
And he reaches out and goes and gets it and fouls it off.
Great, keep going, bud.
Good battle here with Harry. He keeps fouling off pitches, just trying to find something he can handle. And fouls that one back. So Harry's staying alive here as he's fouled off 4 pitches. Throw over. Pete back easily.
Get the batter here, boys. Get 2 straight.
That's another foul.
Keep working, bud.
That's a
Keep your head up. Let's go.
It's a great job by Harry fighting off pitches. Umpire having to reload on baseballs as Harry's fouled 5 pitches out of play.
Here you go, Tristan.
And fouls another one off.
Hey. You got it, Harry.
Here's another 1-2. There's a line drive. That's into the gap. And that's another hit for Harry Nichols on his way to second. And that's going to be a double for Harry Nichols as he fought off pitch after pitch after pitch and finally drove one to the gap. So runners on second and third for Jake Humple.
Let's go, Jake.
And Jake looks at strike one.
Get him.
Two more times, Jake. Get out of there. Come on.
You gotta get him, bud. Get this man.
Two more just like that.
And that is, I guess, called low.
Play, bud. You got it.
I don't know what Jake's looking for. That's a pretty good pitch to hammer. Evens the count at 1-1. That ball misses low.
Protect. You got it, bud.
Hayden Gorsett on deck. If Jake can find a way to get it to him. Here's a 2-1. And that, what? Oh, wow. That is called a strike.
Watch that long. Jake, he's going to call those every time.
So 2-2.
Hey, you gotta protect, bud. Just swing away. Go, buddy.
And that's strike 3. So your Chargers leave 2. And we'll head to the 4th. And your Chargers trail 6-2. All right, number 1 going to lead off for the Mustangs in the 4th. Maddox rocks and fires and misses high and inside. Maddox is a lot quicker inning than what he got last inning, as that curveball just missed.
Slow down, bud. Take your time.
That misses low, so 3-0.
They can bring it, Mason. If it's yours, give it a ride. There we go, Mason.
And that's a leadoff walk. Another walk for Maddox Munson. Umpire's going to come over and have a conversation with the coach. So, comes over, talks to the coach, gives a warning for the dugout for yelling, I guess. Throw over, and runner is back safe.
Nice throw. All right, go get the batter, bud.
So here's the 1-0. In there for strike one.
Stay there, buddy.
Ball misses low. Here's it.
Needs to. Watch it.
3-1 now, as Maddox is in danger of walking the first two hitters of the fourth. And there's a swing and a miss.
Give him another.
So count full.
Give it right.
Runner goes, and that's another walk.
Go Jackson. Hey Jackson. Go Jackie. Here comes Doug. Here we go, Jackson.
Walk brings up number 2, Williams.
I'll bring up number 2.
Nice pitch. Oh my goodness!
What the fuck?
Come on, Hulk!
That is called a ball.
It's all right, bud. Right here. There you go.
That's a swing and a miss.
Down, Maddox.
He evens the count at 1-1.
Go Jackson. You got it. Get that plate.
In there for strike 2. Tough to not call that a strike. Here's the 1-2. And he does know how to call back-to-back strikes. So, a strikeout, first out of the inning. And we'll get a courtesy runner for the runner on second who walked. So they'll bring up number 5.
You got it here, man. Go, buddy.
So 1 out, runners at first and second. And that sails high. Ball misses outside. That ball misses inside.
Come on, bud.
So 3-0.
Stay calm.
Wow. So 3-1 now.
Hey, Christian.
There's a swing and a miss.
Hey, you're good. It's free.
So,
Every time!
so full count.
Outfield, be ready. Back him up.
Run.
Yeah!
There's a swing and a miss.
Good job, guys.
How you gotta do?
Apparently, Maddox Munson thinks he needs to go to 3 balls before he can strike somebody out. But that's the second strikeout of the inning. Pitch count is getting up there as he is at 68 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. There's a swing and a miss. Well, that was more than generous of the batter to help Maddox out there as he swings through a high fastball at his eyes for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Misses outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Fouled back in the net. So I'll make the count here 1-2.
Okay, Dante.
And overthrows that one. That's going to even the count here at 2-2. So 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. There's a slow roller. Throw over, and the side is retired.
Good job, guys. Way to get a job done.
Go defense.
Let's get our bats going.
So play made by Abbott Moeller, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Your Chargers still trailing 6-2. All right, Hayden going to lead off here in the 4th. And he swings on. There's a fly ball. Going back is the center fielder, reaches up and makes the grab.
Nice hit, bud.
So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. So that's going to bring up DK. DK reached on an air his first time up. And that's in there for strike 1 over the inside part of the plate on that curveball. Chargers need to put something together. They are running out of outs. And that almost hit him as that ball stays high. It evens the count at 1-1. over the outside part of the plate, and DK in a 1-2 hole.
Be tough out there. Protect the plate, bud.
There's foul down the right field line and out of play. So we're going to do 1 and 2 again.
Go, Dill.
He waits on that, fouls it out of play.
Here we go, Bundy.
So Dylan trying to find a pitch he can put into play as he keeps fouling these off. And a good at bat here.
You got it.
Brooks Clapp on deck. That ball misses low. So 2-2's the count.
Protect the plate, bud. You got it.
Line drive, and that is another foul ball.
Hey, you protect that plate. Keep going, bud.
All right, take him down, Tristan.
Here's the 2-2 again. That ball misses outside.
Get high.
So Dylan's battled back to run this count full. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And that ball misses low and outside. That's a great at-bat by DK. An 8-pitch walk.
Hey, you're good. Turn 2 here.
And that's going to bring up Brooks here.
Now batting number 7, Black.
And we're gonna leave DK into here to run. And Brooks is gonna step in. And that curveball breaks over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
Turn 2, boys.
There's a ground ball up the middle. Gloved, and Dylan is going to be out at second as the shortstop gets the ball behind the base and beats Dylan to the base.
4-17, 2 out. Now batting 31.
So that'll bring up Maddox here with 2 out and a runner on first. Ball misses outside. Here's the 1-0 to Maddox. And that's
All right, what's yours?
called strike 1 at the belly button. Clearly above the belt. Here's the 1-1. Curveball in the dirt. That's 2-1.
You ready?
Top of the order up. Due up after Maddox if he can find a way on. And Tate Connell. That ball is at Maddox's eyes. So that just missed. So 3-1. That is fouled straight back.
Right on it.
Win it here.
Stay with it.
So full count here, 2 out, runner on first. And that is a walk. It's a good at bat by Maddox Munson.
Left fence, Tate, let's go!
And that's going to bring up Tate Connell, but first we're going to get a visit from the Tri-Valley coach. And we'll get a pinch runner for Maddox down at first.
You got 2 outs. Let's finish this.
So runners on first and second. We got 2 out. Tate Connell up to bat. Caden Coulterman in to run for Maddox. That is fouled out of play as Tate's trying to attack the first pitch he sees.
Base it, Tate. Base it, bud. For the fence. In the hole. Base it. You're good.
All right, 2 more. Let's go.
You're good.
Here's the 0-1. And that is in there for strike 2.
All right, Tate. Take one swing. You got this. One swing.
So Tate's put himself in an 0-2 hole here. Chargers need a clutch 2-out hit at some point in this game. There's a line drive, shot, long throw, and Tate is safe at first, and the runner's going to score as the ball bounced and got away from the first baseman. I don't know if they were going to have Tate to begin with, as Tate is speedy, and they are going to rule it in air, but regardless, third run comes in for your Chargers, and that's going to bring up Abbott Moeller here with runners at the corners. And 2 out. Come on, 22.
Get out here now.
So runners on the corners. Tate's going. There's a throw down. And Tate is safe. And Caden's got to go. It's a stolen base for Tate, and Caden's, as that ball goes through, has to take home.
All right, first base is open, bud. Go get it.
Counts 0-1 as the ball was counted a strike. So now it's up to Abbott with 2 runners in scoring position. And there's a line drive into the gap. That's going to score 2. And that is a great job by Abbott Moeller. And a 2-out rally here for your Chargers as they have brought it within 1 on a 2-out, 2 RBI double from Abbott Moeller. And we have a brand new ball game, and it's going to be 6-5. And we are going to get a pitching change for Tri-Valley as your Chargers have put up 3 here in the 4th. And we have a 6-5 ball game. Great job of hitting by Abbott Moeller as he takes that ball right back up the middle. And your Chargers aren't done yet with Pete Samp coming up. And they're going to bring in number 24, lefty. And so we'll have a lefty on lefty matchup coming up here between 24 and Pete Samp. Pete is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. Top of the order has been doing a lot of damage, and Harry Nichols is on deck, who already has a single and a double in this game.
Let's go.
All right. It's going to bring up Pete here. See if Pete can keep this 2-out rally going. And that ball bounces in there, and that is ball 1. Ball bounces in there. Good stop by the catcher as he jumps up and blocks that ball in the dirt. That was a great stop from keeping Abbott at first base. Have not seen him move over to first yet. There's a ground ball foul. Coach Steve can't make the play as he let that ball roll by him. Need a better... Steve's got his helmet on, but left his glove in the dugout. So 2-1 here to Pete. Abbott at first. And that curveball stays inside. And so Pete ahead here, 3-1.
Gotta be good, bud. You're ahead.
There's a chopper foul, and Coach Steve can't make that play either. So full count now here to Pete. And Pete's going to foul that out of play. So Pete in a battle here, trying to keep the inning going for Harry Nichols. Abbott will be off with the pitch. So a single has a shot at scoring a run here. And that is a walk. It's a good job by Pete Samp. And that's going to bring up Harry here, who's 2 for 2.
Just like last time, buddy.
With already has an RBI and is going to look for more. Reaches out, pokes one, coming in is the left fielder going out. That's going to score. Here comes the throw home, and Abbott is safe, and we have a tie ball game. And Harry Nichols is 3 for 3, and that's another RBI. And we have a brand new ball game as your Chargers have come all the way back to tie it at 6. Harry Nichols is having himself a day. 3 for 3.
All right, face him, buddy.
And that's going to bring up Jake Humple here. And that stays high at his eyes. Two runners still in scoring position, 2 out. Oh, and he gets hit.
Way to wear it, bud. Way to wear it.
And that's going to load the bases here for Hayden Gorsett. Come on, 14.
Hey, face him, time.
Hey, let's go, buddy! Come on, bud!
So bases loaded. Hayden Gorsett up. And that bounces in there. Gets away from the catcher. Here comes the runner. Pete is safe. And your Chargers have the lead. Chargers lead 7-6.
Come on, 8, let's go, 1-4, let's go!
Harry down at third.
Keep going. First base is open.
That's a swing and a miss by Hayden. And that's going to even the count here at 1-1. Swing and miss. Gets away from the catcher. Here comes Harry. Harry slides. He is safe. And Harry scores on that pass ball. And your Chargers lead 8-6.
Hey, you protect that plate. Let's go, Blue.
Let's go, Mustangs!
Watch that ball. You got this.
Still one guy left here to score as Jake Humple's down at third. That ball gets away from him, and here comes Jake, and he is safe. 2 wild pitches and a pass ball have scored 3 runs. And your Chargers now lead 9-6. Hayden in a 2-2 count. Bases are cleared. And Hayden trying to keep it going for DK. And there's a chopper and foul as it hits him on the top of the head. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that in baseball. Hayden chops a ball straight down, back spins up, and hits him on the top of the helmet while he's in the batter's box. That was crazy. But here's the 2-2. And that's a swing and a miss. But your Chargers put up 7. They lead 9-6 and will head to the 5th. All right, Maddox back out with the lead, and he blows one by Cole Hendrickson here. Ball misses inside, 1-1.
All right, Cole.
Misses low and inside. Here's a 2-1. And that's in there for strike 2.
Lock in, Cole. You got him.
Here's a 2-2.
Not a ball!
And that's in there for... Wow. That was in the same pitch as the last.
Hey,
Wow.
just play catch. You got it. Just play catch.
Oh, and he drills Cole. That's got to hurt.
All right.
Go, Brody.
So runner on first. Top of the order up for Tri-Valley. That is popped up. Straight back. That is going to stay. Just misses. As that ball just got out of play. Yes. Wow. That almost took out a 4-year-old as he was ducking behind the cement and almost landed right on top of him. Here's the 0-1. Bounces in there. Good stop by DK. And runner thought about it and held. Good job, DK.
Good job, Dylan.
So DK with a big stop there to keep the runner at first.
Tri-Valley around.
Here's the 1-1. And this is outside.
You gotta swing right down the middle, bud.
2-1's the count. Chopped foul into the Tri-Valley dugout.
2 on it. Let's go. Finish it.
Two twos the count.
Maddox, go after him here. Let's get it.
There's a fly ball.
Come on, Blue.
Coming in is Jake. Going out is Brooks. Makes the catch. Abbott calls off Jake as Jake dives for it.
Hey, nice.
Either way, it's an adventurous and will take the out. As that was a good play by Abbott Moeller going out, and Jake Humple with a good hustle coming in. Luckily, they did not collide. And that is the first out of the 5th.
Got this, Poop.
We'll bring up number 7. Here's a fly ball to center. Going back is Tate. Tate underneath it, reaches up, makes the catch. And Tate Connell catches that on the run to dead center. And he gave that a ride, but Tate ran it down. And that is a long out.
Judge deep in center, crowd 2 for 13.
So 2 out now here in the 5th. And this is Maddox versus Trace and Richter. And he looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate.
2 more, 31, let's go!
Trace and homered in the first.
You got this, bud.
That's a swing and a miss.
No mercy. Take it.
Maddox and Trayson, former Little League teammates, along with Abbott Moeller and Cole Hendrickson, who's at first. And Maddox ahead here 0-2. And that's a strike 3. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. New Chargers lead 9-6. Unfortunately, I think I was muted when Dylan Knecht just homered. So I apologize for Dylan not getting that home run call by me. But either way, he goes opposite field off the scoreboard and gives your Chargers a 10-6 lead.
Now pitching for Tri Valley, number 17, Schneider.
Dylan, if you're watching a replay of this game, I apologize. Brooks Clapp is coming up as he'll face the new pitcher, number 17 from the Mustangs. All right, so that's going to bring up Brooks here. And he gets hit in the back. So first pitch from the new pitcher. And that's going to bring up Maddox.
Let's go, bud.
So nobody out.
31, let's go, 31.
So that'll bring up Maddox with Brooks down at first. And Tate Connell due up. And that looks called strike one. Man, that's a high fastball. So Maddox is an 0-1 hole. And that's in there for strike two.
Maddox, drive it.
Right
Let's find
there,
it.
let's go. Right there.
So Maddox 0-2 hole here. That one high. Probably just missed. Who knows with this zone. So 1-2.
You got him, Lawson. Yeah.
And Maddox is going to go down on a curveball. And that is the first out for your Chargers here in the fifth. So that'll bring up top of the order and Tate Connell.
All right, Tate.
Oh, that's going to be a balk as he slips on the mound. And that's going to bring...
Let's go, number 4, let's go.
So Brooks on second after the balk. Second balk of the game. And Tate looking to add to your Chargers lead. And he looks at strike one. Abbott Moeller due up next.
Hard by him again.
And that ball misses low. That's a great job by Tate as he wanted to go and held. And that evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, when he swings through that curveball as that breaks across the plate. So Tate now in a 1-2 hole. And, oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. And
I'm going to call that every time.
Tate goes down on strikes on a pitch in the other batter's box.
Struck out looking for out number 2, brings up number 22, Mullion.
So that'll bring up Abbott here.
Hey,
Abbott with the big blow last inning.
All right, Lawson.
And is looking to add. Shows bunt. And looks at ball one. Abbott with the big 2-run RBI single that cut the lead to 1 last inning and kept the inning going. He's looking to add a little bit of insurance here with Brooks down on second. Abbott shows bunt, fakes again. So 2-0. And Abbott reaches out and fouls that back to the net. Pete Samp on deck.
Way to protect that, bud.
Here's a line drive. That is to the right fielder, and it's off his glove. And that's going to score a run, and Abbott's going to end up at second as that ball gets thrown around. Sails the second baseman, and that is the 11th run for your Chargers as that ball hits off the glove of the right fielder.
Now batting number 27.
So that's going to bring up Pete here.
Go, Pete.
And that ball stays high. Pete 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. Or 1 for 1 with 2 walks. And I don't know what to ball or strike anymore, guys. So 2-0 is the count.
All right, now you seen it, bud.
That's in there for strike 1. So 2-1's the count. And there's a big cut by Pete.
Bud, watch that ball.
So 2-2 here. 2 out. Runner on second. Chargers have already scored 2 here in the 5th. Time is called by Pete and granted by the umpire.
Go get it, bud.
Ball misses high. Gee. Full count now.
You take him.
That ball, that's the 3rd walk on the day for Pete Samp. And that is going to bring up Harry Nichols, who's 3 for 3
Let's go, Harry.
on the day.
All right, bud, you know what to do. Let's go.
Ball misses high. Waits on that, and that is smoked over the head, and that's to the fence. That is going to be extra bases for Harry. And they're going to send, here comes Pete on his horse to throw home, and it's cut off. And that is an RBI, 2 RBI double from Harry Nichols, who is 4 for 4 on the day with 4 RBIs. And your Chargers now lead 13-6. And we're going to get a pinch runner for Harry.
Let's go, 2-4.
So that's going to bring up Jake here. And that ball misses low in the dirt.
Awesome. Let's get the batter.
Pitcher steps off, checks Caden back to second. Hayden Gorsett on deck. Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Jake. Here's the 1-1. Stays high and inside. So Jake ahead here, 2-1.
Hit it hard. You got him. A lot of green, bud. A lot of green.
And that curveball's in there for strike 2.
Stay in it, Jake. Let's go, bud. Stay in it.
All night, Jake. You got to protect, buddy.
Here's a 2-2 to Jake. That ball misses high and outside. So full count now.
Go, Jake. Go, Jake.
Babysit. Babysit. You got him. Come on.
And that is strike 3. Your Chargers score 4, leave 1. And we'll head to the top of the 6th with your Chargers leading 13-6 now. So Maddox Munson back out here for the 6th. And in there for strike 1 against number 1.
Hey, Mason.
And that misses high and inside. So 1-1's the count. Fly ball. Calling for it is, oh, it's going to drop. Brooks was calling for it and falls in between him and Jake as Brooks gave up on it. So that is an error.
Number 17, Strander.
There's a fly ball. Going back into the gap is Tate. May reached up, making the catch. And that is out number 1 here in the 6th. And that'll bring up number 2.
Brings up number 2, Williams.
All right, Jackson.
That's fouled back.
Piece of it.
So Maddox ahead here, 0-1. And that is in there for strike 2. And that's strike 3. And that is the second out here in the 6th.
Swinging strikeout for out number 2.
All right, Tristan.
That's going to bring up number 5 as we get a pinch runner in at first.
Pinch runner number 38 for 1.
That ball sails high for ball 1. That's in there for you got to be kidding. Well, that's ball 2.
Let's go, buddy.
I have no idea what a strike is anymore.
There we go.
Well, when they swing and they miss it, that's a strike. So 2 and 1's the count.
Good catch, good catch. Take him.
And that is fouled back.
All right, one
So
more.
2-2's the count.
All right, Tristan.
And this will be Maddox's 100th pitch of the game. And it's good for a strikeout. No, oh my God. You got to be kidding me.
All right.
All right. Wow.
Do it again.
Count is full. Oh, Jesus. And that's a walk.
Doesn't hurt. Just get the next bird.
Well, when you think you have the...
Go, Maddox.
So Maddox had 101 pitches. So this will be more than likely his last batter. And in there for strike 1. That is fouled out of play. So Maddox ahead here.
Bring him around. You can do it.
That's in there. You come on. Oh, 1 and 2. And that misses inside.
One more. Stay back.
So 2-2 is the count.
Play catch, bud.
There it is. That'll do it. That's a gutty performance from Maddox, who goes 5 innings in relief with not his best stuff and gets his team into the 7th with only needing 3 outs. So Hayden going to lead off here in the 6th, and he looks at ball 1. And Hayden ahead here 2-0 as the strike zone continuously gets worse. And there it is for a strike.
He's telling the truth,
That's outside. So Hayden ahead here 3-1. And that is a walk. And that's going to bring up DK. Well, hopefully DK can hit another home run. I won't be on mute.
Just my personal preference.
Way outside. Hayden diving back to first as he was ventured way off the base. So DK ahead here 1-0. That is fouled back at us. That'll even the count at 1-1. We're going to have a pinch hitter coming up in Trey Pater, who is in the on-deck circle. And that's another foul ball as he waits on that curveball. So 1-2 is the count.
Come on, you got him. Take him right here, Lawson.
And that is
We're good.
outside. 2-2. Hayden with the lead at first. There's a hammered. That's to the left center field gap. And that is going to be extra bases for DK. And Hayden is going to be back at third, and he is going to be out. Oh, he's safe. Oh, he slid underneath the tag. And that's a double for DK to go along with a home run. Little confusion there between father and son on whether or not he was supposed to go or not. So that's going to be runners at second and third. We're going to get a pinch runner for DK as Liam's going to come in, and then that's going to bring up Trey Pater. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Maddox. Will is in the on-deck circle. So nobody out here. And that ball sails high and outside. Actually, if your Chargers could score 3 runs here, that would end the game. And that sails high and outside. So Trey ahead here, 2-0. That's a fly ball. Underneath it is a center fielder. And there goes Hayden. Here comes the throw into second. And it is caught. And that is a sacrifice fly for Trey Pater. And that's a great job by Trey. And that makes it 14-6. And we're going to get Will in here to hit for Maddox. Will looks at ball 1. Tate Connell on deck. And we got Liam down at second running for DK. And Will's looking at strike 1. That evens the count at 1-1. There's a chopper, and that is going to be foul as Coach Gorsett makes the play. So Will in a 1-2 hole here. There's a chopper to the second baseman. Gloved and thrown over. Will moves the runner over. That's a good piece of hitting. But that'll make it 2 out now with a runner on third. As Will does the right thing of hitting the ground ball to the right side to help that runner move up. And that's going to bring up Tate Connell here with 2 out.
Get the batter.
That is fouled straight back and over our head as Tate was right on that ball.
Got it.
2 more times, Lawson. Come on.
That's a fly ball. That's in, out to left, and he makes the catch, ranging to his left. Well, that'll do it for the Chargers as they tack on 1 more here in the 6th. And your Chargers are 3 outs away from playing a second game tonight. And it looks like it's going to be Will Foch coming out to the mound in relief of Maddox Munson, who threw 105 pitches in relief. No, it looks like Will is going to go out to second, so we'll see who is coming into the mound. Jackson McCulley is currently on the IR with a concussion, so we know it's not going to be him. Pete at first. Will at second. Brooks at short. Hayden coming out to third. Tate in center. Jake out in left. Harry Nichols in at right. So going to assume that's going to bring in Abbott Moeller to pitch. Still efforting on who the next pitcher is.
You gotta take the second game and
It is going to be Abbott Moeller coming out here in relief. Apparently he was in the bathroom to relieve himself. So Abbott Moeller in to close out this one and is 3 outs away from your Chargers playing on and keeping a trip to state alive. All right, Abbott Moeller will face number 15 for the Mustangs here in the 7th.
All right, gang. Start it off.
Jeez, that's a ball. Wow. Like I said, I don't know what's a ball or a strike anymore, guys. So, I mean, there's a chopper, 2 bounce glove. Brooks has to get rid of it. Long throw over, and that is the first out of the 7th. I thought Brooks waited a little bit too long on that ball, but he was able to get the runner on a strong throw over to Pete. So 1 out now. That's a curveball that stays high. There's a line shot. Going back is Tate, and Tate makes the catch as it was hit hard, but it was right at Tate. And Abbott with 2 quick outs here in the 7th. And your Chargers needing 1 more. That's a swing and a miss.
You got to be the taste tester and make sure it's good.
Ball sails high, up at the eyes. Evens the count at 1-1. And that stays inside. So 2-1 now to number 7. Ooh, good stop by DK as Abbott bounces that one in there. So 3-1 here with Trace and Richter on deck. There's a swing and a miss, and
great pitch.
Let's go, Evan. Right here.
So full count now, 2 out. And Abbott a strike away from a Sioux Falls Christian Chargers victory. There it is, and that's strike 3. And your Chargers will play again here in a half hour with a trip to state on the line against West Central. Final score 14-6. And your Chargers advance to a regional final. If I have a vote for player of the game, it's going to go to Harry Nichols, who went 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Him and Dylan Connect combined to go 7 for 7 with 5 RBIs, with 13 total bases between them. So I will be back here in about a half hour as your Chargers will take on the number 1 seed in the region, West Central Trojans, with a trip to the state tournament on Monday in Brookings on the line. So we will be back here in a half hour, guys. Your Chargers win 14-6 with another game still to come here.